different topics, and it's hard to just choose one. But one of the things I think that impresses me the most about Fred is his ability to really work in his community, to be able to establish relationships. I know you used to do a radio show, you have a video show that you do now. Fred is just always one that is out there doing things and getting business. And you talk about getting away from being that order taker. Fred has a system in place. He does what he wants to do in his business to continue to get that. So Fred, why don't you share with us what that looks like?
Great. I'm going to talk specifically about networking and getting involved with networking. And first of all, I want to say is whatever I do, I try to do it daily. So I'm going to network daily. So how often do I network? Daily. Means every day. As long as I'm working, I'm going to be networking, meeting with someone, whether it be a business professional or realtor. And I want to come from a side of abundance. There's a side of need, and there's a side of abundance. When you're giving and you're helping and you're educating and you're consulting, you're coming from a side of abundance. But when you're asking and you're looking for business and you're kind of searching for that next deal, you're coming from a side of need. And so when you think about meeting with people and networking with people, think about the side of abundance. Think about the side of helping people grow their business. Think about helping people achieve their dreams and goals in life. Because if you come from that angle, you're going to be much more successful. Now, how do you meet somebody? What do you do? I'm fortunate enough to use Mark's products. It's a great product. And I go to my database first. And my database is everybody that knows who I am and everybody I've met in the past that we've input. Now, I haven't input them all. I have someone that does that because my number one job is to be a professional and consult people, not put information in a computer. So I've been fortunate enough to hire somebody part-time when I first started to input data into Mark's system. And so I go and find people that either love, like, or trust me. People that know me already. Now when it came to Renee, Renee said something really interesting, and that is being rejected. I kind of feel like I hadn't been rejected since high school too bad, right? You remember those days for some of you guys. That's supposed to be funny. Come on. But think about that. Being rejected, asking that girl to go for a dance, and you're like, oh, man. And when it came to business, I kind of thought of that first. I didn't want to be rejected by a real estate agent. So I had to change the way I did things, which has come from a side of abundance. So what do? I meet somebody. I meet him at one of three places. I meet him at a Chamber of Commerce event where there's a bunch of real estate agents. There's a bunch of professionals in each profession. And there's an abundance of individuals that you're going to meet. Now, their goal is to grow their business also. Their goal is to get their information out there. And their number one goal is to be successful in the community. So I look at that group and I go and meet people in that category, if you will. The next one is a leads group or network group. I belong to a group called Provisors. And so Provisors, we meet once a month. And we don't really exchange leads, but we exchange information. It's a group of professionals. Some of you might belong to a TIP, B&I, but belong to a leads group so that you can meet people, so that you can build your network. And the last is church or charity. Pick a charity or church and get involved, because if somebody else is involved in a church and charity, most likely they all have jobs, they all maybe own companies, or they're salespeople, or they're involved in the community, and they're involved with something that's very similar to something you believe in, whether it be your faith, or whether it be Cancer Society, or whether it be multiple sclerosis, or whatever it is that you're passionate about. Pick something like that. Now, so you have all these people now that at least know your character, or they meet you, but they don't know whether you're competent. He's a nice guy. I met him at a chamber event, or he's on the board of directors from. He's a nice guy. So the next thing I do, and I'm very purposeful on it when I meet somebody, is I'll call them up. And I'll say, hi, this is Fred with American Family Funding. Amir, I met you at the Chamber of Commerce event 2 days ago. I was wondering if we can get together for a cup of coffee and I can find out more about your business. See, I have about 1,000 clients, and my number one goal is to help you promote your business and give my great clients those that are great in your business. Would it be okay if we got together for some coffee? Now, let me ask you, how many rejections do you think I get? Very few, right? Because I'm coming from a side of abundance. Now, I'll set up a coffee meeting with you, Amir, and we'll get together. And I like coffee because it doesn't get in the way of eating and a long lunch, because if I don't like the way the meeting's going, I can end it pretty quick and move on, right? And if I really like the way the meeting's going, it could be a very successful meeting with you. So we get together at a local coffee shop, and I'll say, you know, Mayor, some people think I'm in a business to do real estate loans, and I really don't see it that way. My number one goal is to help my clients, be a resource to my clients, and help them get a very good loan, but also be a resource to other businesses. With that said, Amir, will you tell me more about your business? And that's it. Now I'll start asking, you know, Amir, what do you do? What's your passion? How'd you get into it? You know, and I start writing down information. What do you love about being a mortgage professional? You know, Kelly, what do you love about owning your company and being an entrepreneur? You just go and you just ask those open-ended questions. You know, I found out something just now, talking about writing information. I found out that Mark's wife's name is Abby. So I wrote that down, and that'll go on my computer. Just like I want to find out more about you because I want to partner with you. Because I want to find out how I can make a difference in your life. Let's say you got 2 young girls that are 12 and 8. There's a book that I give, Strong Fathers, Strong Daughters. I send that right after I meet with someone because I find out what's important to them. And hopefully the next 45 minutes is me taking notes and them speaking and them telling me about them. And if I leave it at that and say, you know, would we have a basis to do business together if I can help get you some business? Can I tell you a little more about my business? And I'll usually talk about my business for 2 or 3, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. See, I don't work on rate. I don't work on just service because everybody talks about that. But if you want to make sure your loan closes on time, if you want to make sure that your clients go away with confidence to know that they're going to get a fair deal on time, would it be okay if we did business together? Something like that. But I ask questions. And that's how I build my network because I'm coming from a side of abundance. You know, Fred said something earlier today, and it was about people that are, we're looking for employees that we can trust and that are competent, right? By you asking those questions, by you finding out more about people, you can walk away from the meeting. And if someone asks, what did you think of that guy? They're going to say, boy, what a trustworthy individual. Why? Because he asked questions, he cared about you. And so I don't fear getting rejected anymore like I did younger, right, when I was younger, because I'm always looking for people that want to meet with me. I'm always looking for people that want to grow their business. Now, we met with them and we find out some ways to help grow their business. That's where you really need to get deep with Mark and Mark. The reason being is because if you're really good at marketing, if you're really good at blogging, if you understand the psychology of sales when it comes to what you just mentioned, Renee, then you can give education, you give thoughts, you can give recommendations on all these items. If a real estate agent is struggling with marketing, I'm going to refer them to Mark. If a real estate agent wants to step out of their comfort zone, I'm going to send them some blogs that Mark number 2 is going to do. If someone's struggling with the psychology of sales, I'm going to pull out my notes that I took, that are right here, that will go onto my computer, that I'll study, and share those with my professional. Because coming from a side of abundance, you can grow what you do every day. And so, a couple last things I'll mention, and I know we're almost out of time, and I tried to go quickly, but first of all, go to your database. Find out, go to your database that you put together with Mark, and find people that already know you. When I first started in business, I called my father up and said, Dad, do you know any real estate agents I can meet? He said, yep, call them up. They all took my call, right? So I started there. I called my mother-in-law. You want me to be successful, right? Can you introduce me to some people? Gladly. Find people that love, like, and trust you. And then go to the Chamber of Commerce meetings. Get someone's card and treat it. Treat it like it means something. Treat it like it's important. And then call them in 2 days and say, let's get together for some coffee. Because I want to figure out what you do so I can possibly refer you business. A couple things I do on the side, and I'll just mention real quick. I host a radio show, and then all I do on the radio show is introduce businesses into the community. So I'll ask David about your business and throw some softball questions out to you. And you hit it out of the park. We turn it into an 8-minute podcast and throw it out on the internet for you. So all of a sudden I'm providing value. I host a TV show that's actually shorter, 6 minutes long. It's all professionally done. And I'll ask questions about, Suzanne, can you give me some tips on how a consumer can get out of the rough in your business? And I throw softball questions on that. And we break it down into a 6-minute video. I'm always looking for ways to help business owners grow their business. We do a referrals by Fred page on my website, where you can go on there and find referrals by Fred. So maybe that's all I do. So I mean, maybe that's all I do. You're an attorney, let's say, and you're a bankruptcy attorney. Hey, let me put you on my website. Would that be of value to you? So if you come from a side of abundance, you will always have more business than you can ever imagine. And so that's what I want to leave, Ginger, with the group. And that is, think about how you can help them build your business. Even if you're giving them a book. Even if you're maybe giving them a resource. Even if you know nothing about blogs and they talk about it, and you blog, you type in help on blogs, and you get an article and you throw it to them. Come from a side of abundance, and you'll have more business than you can ever imagine. And one last thing, and I'll let you go. Live big. I never thought I can close $7, $8 million in a month, every month. I'll probably close 10 or 12 this month, personally. I believed in myself. I believed in living big. And I said, let's just do it. And if you believe in yourself and you believe you can live big in whatever you want to live big in, do it, because you can. Because you can achieve anything you want in this business. Just go find the right answers from people like this.
Very good. Thank you.